I'm so happy to see all of you all. Thank you all for coming. It is really very humbling and an honor for me to welcome all of you and to see so many new faces and to connect with some of the old faces. I appreciate you all being here today. My name is Afzal Lokhandwala. I am one of the board members of the Sonia Shah organization. I've been involved with Sonia Shah for the last about 6 years, a little over 6 years. And I hope this film gave you all a little intro as to what Sonia Shah organization is all about. We are a small organization, a very grassroots organization. We raise funds to operate the school, and by the grace of God, we have been very successful at operating and managing and running this school. The mission is to empower, engage, and educate the underprivileged young girls. And I think all of us know that education is a key factor in progress for any society. And the fact that a young girl had the vision to start this school, not for her personal benefit, but for the benefit of fellow girls and underprivileged girls who did not have the luxury to afford to go to a school and get educated. And the most intriguing part about the Sonia Shah organization and the school is the site at which it is located. This is a small village on the northwest border between Pakistan and Afghanistan. It is in a village called Kangra in Pakistan. The culture out there, since it's a very Muslim populated area, is not very conducive to allowing girls to get educated. And just a side note, the school was bombed 3 times by the Taliban because they could not tolerate girls coming to the school. We provide free education for all the girls. We have over 200 girls in enrollment right now. We provide all the necessary requirements for, the proper education of the girls, the books, the backpacks, the uniforms, the shoes. We even provide medical checkups for the girls. And you will be hearing a lot about the progress of where we were. You've already seen how it started, where we are at today. Just a couple years ago, we were raising funds to expand the school, and by the grace of God, we've been able to do that. We've expanded the school to grade 10. And because of the location, we felt there is a need to provide for a medical facility, not a hospital, but just like an emergency care for the parents, for the girls, for the ladies in that area to come and be able to discuss with a female doctor about, issues and options that they might have. So this is how the Sonia Shah organization is run. This is how we operate. And I don't know if anyone has noticed, but on these candle holders, we've got a sticker that says, "In memory of a life beautifully lived, Sonia Shah." So that is what it is. It is the life of a young girl that lived so well, that wanted to provide and make life better for people that don't have, for girls that don't have the luxuries that we all take for granted over here. I hope this will be an inspiring evening for everybody. I look forward to participation and engagement with everybody. And we're going to have continue with the program with our young ambassadors, our president of the Young Ambassador, Ms. Momina. She's going to apprise you on developments and what activities are going on. And then we have Iram will be talking a little bit more about the progress. And then we have a guest speaker, Ms. Maria, who's going to talk about her experiences and her vision and her thoughts. I also want to take a minute to recognize Congresswoman Dalia Ramirez, who has come over here to be with us today. Thank you all. Appreciate acknowledging her. Thank you, Congresswoman, for being here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Momina Khan. I am the president of the Young Ambassadors Division of the Sonia Shah organization. I have been with this organization since 2018, and you just saw a video about the school, but this organization is more than the school. We have three pillars, actually. The school is just one. There is a scholarship program, which I am going to talk to you about. And we also have the Young Ambassadors Division, which I am so proud to be the president of. And we're going to have our vice president, Jalissa Martinez, tell you guys about that. So the scholarship program is a way for Sonia's dream to reach out to the United States outside of Pakistan. So what we've done is, this is only a few of the girls that get these, but there have been many recipients of the scholarships, one of which is our Young Ambassador Vice President, Jalissa Martinez. The scholarship amounts range from $4,000 to about $50,000, depending on the need, and the focus is on underprivileged students or people that were asylum seekers, such as Ami Noor, who is the last slide, and Nurav Shah Burden, which she graduated from Northwestern Pritzker School of Law, and Angela and Sarah as well. So Nurav Shah became a lawyer, and Angela, who's over there, Angela and Sarah became nurses. And it was through the scholarship program that they were able to achieve their dreams. Outside of the scholarship program, there has also been a new program, which is interest-free loans. And Jalissa Martinez, our vice president, who's going to talk to you about the Young Ambassadors Division, is actually one of the recipients of the scholarship, but to fulfill her dream to going to law school, which she has just started in Michigan, she's also the recipient of the interest-free loan. So I'm going to invite Jalissa up to talk about the Young Ambassadors Program.
Hello, good evening, everyone. As Momina mentioned, I am Jalissa Martinez Rosales, and I've actually been a part of the Sonia Shah organization since I was 18 years old in 2018. I met Iram through a social event, and through her, I was able to apply to the scholarship, and I knew I wanted to do something more than just be a scholarship recipient, so I became a Young Ambassador, which now I am the Vice President. And so what Sonia Shah organization means to me, well, the most obvious is financial freedom. I mean, when I first started my undergrad, I was all over the place applying to different scholarships, trying to figure out how I was going to be able to afford college. And then now, fast forward 6 years later, I am now entering law school, and I also was in the same position I was 6 years ago, freaking out, wondering how was I going to be able to afford law school. And thanks to Iram and the organization, I have been able and had the privilege to apply to the interest-free loan. But aside from the financial freedom I've been having here at SSO, I've also had enormous amount of support through the Young Ambassadors with the mentorship and all the networks I've been able to gain, especially through events like these. SSO has provided me growth, guidance, and courage to keep going in my life, and especially to keep having the same ambition I once had when I was 18 years old. And again, just the same ambition I have, I try to instill amongst my other Young Ambassador fellow mates, I always try to help them in any way I can, especially having the guidance of Aram, Momina, and everyone else who touches the Sonia Shah organization has been such an honor to be able to be a part of this. And people being here today like you guys is such an enormous help for us and has spread the word. I mean, I still remember when I first started, it was not as big as this. And just being able to see faces that I still recognize and familiar faces has been such touching to my heart. And so today you are also going to see a few words for some of our young ambassadors who unfortunately are not here, but not so unfortunate because they are on the path to success and are future leaders. We have Sanvi, who was accepted to all Ivy League schools, and she actually chose Harvard, and that's where she is at right now. So we'll see a video from her. We'll also see a video from Ari, who was accepted in the Elite Air Force Academy, which is one of the toughest to get into. But before we see those videos, I would love to introduce my friend, my mentor, my #1 supporter, and the reason why I continue to pursue my career in life, Iram Shah.
Oh. Sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you, Jalissa. Good afternoon or good evening. Grateful because I see a lot of familiar faces who have been with this organization for a very long time. You keep coming back, you keep supporting, and we wouldn't be here where we are today without your help. But I also see some new faces who have come here to understand what is the mission of this organization is. And I hope by the end of this event, you join this journey, and truly this journey is about hope and love that started with a 17-year-old girl, my daughter. I also want to thank the board, the advisory board, the volunteers, the young ambassadors, the teachers, the staff, most importantly, the students of our school who are so brave and hopeful to come out every day and come to the school. As Afzal mentioned, this is a very small grassroots organization. We do not have any employees, any full-time employees in US. Our overhead almost zero. So every dollar that you give, most of it, all of it almost, goes back to this cause. So when that happens, what it means for the rest of us is to work harder. Everybody has to put in longer hours, days and nights. And I'm very grateful to all of you. Some of you are here. Afzal talked earlier. Ashfaq is at the back. Asad is sitting here. Naz, I'll come back. I can't see it, but Angela is there. Momina is here. So I just want, I want to be very grateful to all of you. But yes, 2 people, every event we call out on 2 people or 1 person. And I want to call out on 2 people. Because one person, I'm going to introduce her in a minute, is Menaz Ishaq. Where is Menaz? Please stand up. Please give her applause. So she has been with this organization for over 10 years, and she oversees the school from here. From designing the uniform, to training the teachers, to hiring, to construction. She goes to Pakistan more than I do, and she spends more time at school. Last year she was there. And she does all that behind the scenes, never asking for anything in return. So I'm very grateful. Do you want to say a few words? Okay. Public speaking. But she's here. Please stop by and ask her questions if you want, because she was there not too long ago. And then Naz, somebody mentioned, and I did not mention Zafar. Zafar, please get up, because he is the one. he's the one who started all this. Every time I see him, I say to him, do you remember the night you sat with me right after my daughter's death? And he said to me, don't stop. There's something big here. And those words stayed with me all these 10 years. So thank you for that. And last but not least, Sonia Shah, please, you can stand up. You don't need to talk. Yeah. So Naz is everywhere. And if you want to get something done, just give it to her. So everything you see here, every event, she comes early, she goes late, she is relentless calling donors. So I just cannot be more grateful than I am. I mean, I try to, but thank you, Naz. So as Afzal mentioned, this journey started when my daughter was 17 years old. And she wanted to make a difference. She did not have a title. She was not even in college. She didn't have money. She didn't have anything. But she was adamant to make a difference in the lives of the girls back home. Because she would say that if she did not do it, nobody else will do. And she wanted to make a history. In one of her college essays, she says that I want to make a history by changing the world in some positive way, no matter how small. So she left us very early, very young, but I think she achieved more in 17 years than most of us will achieve in our entire lives. And as the saying goes, in the end, it's not the number of years in life that counts, it's the life in the years that counts. And I think every year of her life is counted and recounted. Her vision started with Kangra, but now you already heard from Momina about other work that we are doing, from young ambassadors, where we are building the leaders of the future, boys and girls, to scholarship program, to interest-free student loans we are giving here. But our mission started from Kangra. The school that we started had only 40 children, and now 250. This is the only school that I know, and some people are from that part of the world, they can confirm it, that gives free, not only free education, but free uniform, free even shoes, because some of these kids are so poor, they don't have good pair of shoes. We give them vitamins every day. We have computers, we have tablets, we have solar system in the school so that it can run our computers and lights throughout day and night. And we have a water filtration plant that gives about 800 liters of water every day. We have a vocational center for women where 300 women have already graduated. We have a microloan program that we are raising the standards and living of the community in that part of the world. Last year, we started constructing a new building because we had a primary school until 5th grade, and we wanted to take it to high school. And with your support and your donation, we were able to finish the school. Here's Mena standing in front of the school. And so this school was completed late last year, and now this is high school. And its interesting fact is that, some of the girls in this village would not study after the 8th grade because they had to go outside the village to take the board exam. So this school is big enough to accommodate and be approved by the board to take the board exams. So because we have a basement that accommodates 200 students, and it has fans because most of these exams are in summer. So we have now a very state-of-the-art building for our new high school. Thank you. When we were building the school, we realized that there's no medical proper facility in the village. There's a doctor, a government doctor that comes few days in a week for a few hours. He checks the blood pressure and temperature and gives away malaria and typhoid medication, nothing else. Women in the village, if they are expecting and pregnant, they have no place to go and monitor their pregnancy. So most of the time, if there are complications, they're taken out of the village to the city. By the time they get there, it's either too late or it's very tough for mother and the child. So we are building now a medical clinic that really focuses on women and children. That will allow them to have healthier kids and healthier mothers, because childbirth is still one of the biggest reasons of death for young women in that part of the world. So we are asking people to please help and donate for this building. This is the design. It's not real, but we have started working. We have already broke the ground, and work has started. So with that, I want to thank you all again. And I'm here. Please feel free to come to me, ask me. One of the beauty of this organization is that you can ask any question. You don't have to go through director, executive director, development director, marketing. I'm all in one. So come and ask me where your money is going, how we are spending, where it's going. I'm here for you to answer. So thank you very much. I'm staying back because I want to introduce our keynote speaker for this afternoon, Maria Muzaffar. Maria is an attorney, a legislative drafter, mediator, author, and a speaker. She has crafted groundbreaking legislation spanning over 20 years, focusing on various topics, including equity in social service, women empowerment, and criminal justice. Her latest win was this Friday, which I was blown away. She was able to pass a legislation of Wadi Al-Fayami, a 6-year-old boy who was stabbed 26 times by his 71-year-old landlord. And his mother was stabbed 12 times, but she survived. This is a win which is a bittersweet victory for all victims of hate and bias. And it would not have been possible without Maria. So please give her a big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Aram. I want to start off by, first of all, thanking Congresswoman Ramirez for taking the resolution of Wadea on the floor. Thank you so much. I am so humbled to be here today. I'm humbled by Aram's story. Aram and I went to dinner earlier this week, and she shared the history and the story of the organization. She mentioned names like Mehnaz, and she mentioned names like Afzal and Ashfaq as well. And she explained to me the vision and the structure of the buildings. But what was most remarkable for me was watching a mother speak. And I think that is really the success of the organization. And you know, the more I listened to her and I spoke to her, we're talking about fancy numbers and statistics and how many students and all these things that you hear organizations share. But what is the most empowering and powerful thing to hear is how you make a commitment to uplift the vision of somebody that's gone, of somebody you love. So for me to be able to see the power of a woman, because it really is the power of a woman to be able to lose and to create something beautiful. So thank you, Aram, so much for that. As Aram had shared, I have had the honor and the experience of 20 years as a legislative attorney. I wear a lot of different hats, but I write legislations. and I write legislations on my laptop, and I recognize gaps in different parts of communities that need to be filled. And I understand that we can make speeches and we can talk about how we want to change things, but at the end of the day, until you actually do something substantive, nothing will change. And why Wadea is so important and Wadea is so incredible for us as a nation. And I want us to reflect on this a little bit, because this is a celebration of women and girls and uplifting women and girls and what women and girls do in our country, in our society, in our nation. When Wadea was stabbed 26 times, we recognized that as an American story. It was an American experience of any child in this nation that is an innocent victim to hate. What doesn't get reported is the stabbing of his mother 12 times. So she was actually stabbed first. And I want us to understand that after Wadea left and there was all this media, her mother, and I've spent quite a bit of time with her, never shed one tear, not in front of me. Because as a mother and as a woman, she has understood the commitment of what she wants to do to take the tragedy to something else. Can only a woman do that? I hate to say it, but I've only seen women do it. And I think it's very powerful what girls and women and how they're built and what they're able to accomplish if they had opportunity and access. When we went to the congressional hearing in DC, I don't know if any of you saw the viral footage, but there was a congressional hearing. And again, we saw individuals spewing quite a bit of ignorant hate against Arab women and creating a narrative that's untrue. And I turned to Wadea's mom to see her expression, and it was unwavering. She just didn't flinch. Because for her, there is a focus. There's a focus of a life that's lost. And now, what do we do from here? And I think that is what's so incredible. The issue of women and girls and their empowerment, unfortunately, I know that we're watching a story in Pakistan and the border of Afghanistan. But let me be clear. The narrative and access of women and girls is not limited to this part of the world at all. In fact, statistics show you in the United States at the age of 11 is when girls start getting messages where their interest in their cognitive abilities, math, science, different creative outlets somehow change. Somehow there is a consumer-driven industry around our nation and around the world that is hampering down to the creativity and the potential for women and girls. And I'll just give you an example of what it is now, because right now it's the messages you receive on social media, on digital media. And suddenly girls, for some reason, close themselves off to things that they can excel. Is there a master plan to this? We don't know, but we definitely see the manifestation of it. How many women are in boardrooms? How many CEOs are there? In 2024, we are marveling at the opportunity for a woman president in the United States. Let me be clear. There have been 10 heads of states in the Muslim world that have been women. So this is not just a Pakistan problem in a village. This is a global problem. Here's what's different, though, in this situation. This is untapped potential that is untapped, but also untouched because of the messages from different consumer, different industries. So when you see a young girl growing up in the suburbs here, going to a good school with all the resources, she is also being supplied with messages of who she can be. What her physical beauty is supposed to be, what her potential is, what her interest should be, and it starts coming. Every woman in this room knows this. It starts coming. And you need mentorship, you need support, and you need role models to have a direct line to your potential. But here, and I think Iram will share with you in her conversations, which she shared with me, is that some of the girls in these schools are the type of girls that should be in the US negotiating deals. And why is that talent and that intelligence and that confidence, why is it so strong there? Because the world hasn't come to suppress it. I think what we see here now, and I'm so glad that my daughter is here, Isa. She was like, don't mention me, but I had her come here because what is surprising to me is that we are able to see inspiration in different places where we don't expect to see it. There is so much money throughout this nation and throughout our community being thrown at projects. And I will say there's very, very simple in my mind, and I see this in the advocacy world and the legislative world as well. There is a path and an agenda that you have to choose of how you're going to contribute and change the world. There's a path. You choose which path you want to take. So either you can donate and you can uplift talent, or you can provide the same cycle to consumer different industries to oppress that talent, to suppress that talent. And why is that talent dangerous? Why do people want to keep it on tabs? There's a natural, beautiful, beautiful connection that all women and girls have, and that's empathy and motherhood. I will tell you, since October 7th, the stories that are the most powerful and the allies that become the most significant is when they see each other in themselves. So they see another mother suffering a loss of a child. That's where that foundation starts. If you take empathy, sincerity, but then you put in talent and intelligence, and then you put in confidence, women and girls are unstoppable. We cannot afford our global leaders, our political leaders, our business industry leaders to make money off suppressing that talent that will change the shift in this world. And we have an opportunity in funding these types of projects where these girls not only change the environment around them, but when you uplift a girl, she doesn't just uplift in the classroom. She doesn't just walk into a boardroom and speak a different way. She goes home and changes her circumstances in her life. We have seen many situations where there's successful women, but they are not powerful in all realms. But this can make a girl and a woman powerful in all realms, and in furtherance of a community, in furtherance of their family, in furtherance of their society. So I think, Iram, supporting this is supporting a global shift. Number one, it deconstructs the stereotypes. The stereotypes of Muslim women being meek and submissive. Not true in our history, not true in our faith, not true in our community. But there are socioeconomic circumstances that turn the most talented and the most intelligent to the most desolate. And you're opening that door. And secondly, we have to understand that if we're going to create a shift in our world and we're going to recognize empathy and intelligence to be the key value systems of how we make decisions in our world, our girls and women have to be in the front. So I thank you for your time, and I thank you, Iram. One more job that someone told me to do, which is a big honor for me. So in this process of writing legislations and working with advocates, you come across different types of leaders. And some leaders, you walk in, you knock on their door, you send an email, you go into a meeting and you say, listen, this is a problem that we need to solve. And this is a solution that we're thinking of. And the legislator can respond and say, you know what, call my chief of staff, call my legislative director, I'll get back to you. Okay, so then you do that, then you don't get a response. Then you call again, and then you have a second meeting and a third meeting. And then sometimes you have a meeting and then you see the legislator go in a complete different direction. In this huge congressional landscape, as is stated in our own faith, the truth tellers are never the majority. They're the minority, but they're mighty. And I want to say to you that I just found out yesterday, by the way, Delia, Congresswoman Ramirez was going to join us. But I distinctly remember reaching out to Congresswoman Ramirez's office, and I said, this is the situation we have with Wadea al-Fayoumi. The identity of the Palestinian narrative is to be erased, and we need to make sure that this is uplifted as an American story and breaks this echo chamber. The conversation was probably, I think, 3 minutes long. She was sitting in front of a computer in her office. We had a conversation, and her team was behind her, and they were on laptops. So I want to thank you, Congresswoman Ramirez, for being a truth teller. I also want you to know, because you're in the minority, that you are the most powerful. Because for us, truth tellers can never be the majority. And you are mighty, because, alhamdulillah, the resolution passed the Senate, and under your leadership, since you introduced it first in the House, we want to see it in the House. Thank you for your leadership, thank you for being you, and thank you for being a role model for women and girls.
Help me give another big round of applause to Maria and everything she does, and I know will continue to do. Greetings, everyone. I am so grateful to be here with you. I've got to say, I go to many events every day in this position. And oftentimes I'm able to stay 20, 25 minutes. I get to meet amazing people. I get to hear inspiring stories. But on this Sunday, it's very, very special. And I don't believe in coincidences that I have the honor and opportunity to know more about Sonia Shah and the organization. And so, Dr. Tariq Butt, thank you so much for the invitation. It is such an honor to be here. And to Mrs. Iram Shah, you have done such, I don't know if she's somewhere, right here. You've done such an incredible job to carry on the legacy of that light, of that power, of that compassion, and that commitment that Sonia carried in those 17 years. And that legacy that will live for women and girls that will outlive all of us. Thank you so much. As you heard, I get the opportunity to serve in Congress. I've been there now for 22 months. It's a place where women, minority women, are still not just yet. And it's also a place that oftentimes when you are speaking truth to power, when you're talking about peace, or imagining a world where women and girls can have the opportunity to see themselves, to love one another, and to dream a better world, oftentimes that place makes it hard for people like us. But I am also the daughter of a woman by the name of Maria Ramirez, a woman that crossed the border 41 years ago, pregnant with me. And as a young woman, she wanted her daughter to have the life she never did. See, my mother, growing up, often reminded me that she didn't wear her first pair of shoes until she was 7. And then she said to me, and I bought them myself. She often, when I wanted the really nice Jordan gym shoes, she said, do you know what I bought myself with my own money at the age of 7? I bought me these little sandals that were made out of a rubber. Be grateful for what you have. And folks, as we are here today, celebrating, fundraising, making sure that the work that the Sonia Shah organization is doing, not just in Pakistan, but around the world, I want you to remember and think about the world you want for the girls and for the women in your life. And as I think about this work, I'm reminded that this mission that you have as a Sonia Shah organization is to educate, is to empower. But it can't happen if we're not engaging. Thank you for engaging us and connecting us to the opportunity to be able to serve in this way. I serve as the vice-ranking member of Homeland Security in Congress. And in that committee, we talk a lot about the border, we talk about migration, but we rarely ever talk about addressing the root causes, addressing the pain globally. And I know that the humanitarian assistance through healthcare, through education, through social services are critical in creating a more peaceful and prosperous global community. The work that you are doing here is critical in ensuring that young women do not feel forced to undertake dangerous migration journeys just to survive, but instead to have the opportunities in their own home village to be educated, to learn, to grow, and to thrive. And I feel fortunate to be in the company of all of you here today, because on this gorgeous Sunday, on the last Sunday of September, here we are promoting service, promoting peace, and uplifting humanitarian causes all over the world. A 17-year-old young woman dared to believe that her work and who she wasn't the future, but the present. And at 17, she knew she wanted to give to other young women the love, the empowerment, the service, and the compassion that had been given to her. Well, Sonia Shah, as you rest in power, this organization is showing that love, that compassion, that opportunity for education, for empowerment, for thousands and thousands of women that you and I may never know. And as you heard in this video, all of us have an opportunity to be Sonia. So thank you for this gracious invitation. Thank you for the work that you are doing. It inspires me as a congresswoman, as a congresista, as the very first Latina congresista in the entire Midwest, to be reminded that Sonia, that me, that Maria, that all of us are interconnected in our commitment for a world that is about shared humanity, that is about grace, that is about love, and it is about community. So let's remember that Sonia is changing the world one girl at a time, one village at a time, and may her love and her service inspire all of us to be Sonia Shah. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman, words that you have spoken. And thank you, Maria, for giving me clarity on a lot of the issues that you talked about. Very inspiring, given me a sense of direction, given me more of a confidence to continue with the Sonia Shah organization and the work that we're doing, and believing in myself that yes, what we're doing is a small effort which is going to change the lives for generations. We all know the girl is the head of the household. She gets married, she's the head of the household, managing all the decisions in the household. I'm married and I know I'm not the head of the household, My wife makes all the decisions. And I think we all know that. But you're an exception. When we recognize this, when we recognize that girls make a difference, they're the ones that bear children, they're the ones that raise the kids, they're the ones that give the values to the kids and instill morals. And they're the ones that will make the kids go to school, get educated, improve their lives, and that will continue for generations. It's not a one-time, one-stop shop. So I think this effort, and like Maria said, you know, it is something that is global. Even though we are a small grassroots organization, we are doing whatever we can with whatever resources that we have to improve and educate and grow, you know, the levels and the lifestyles of the young underprivileged girls, to give them, and like Maria said, the potential, to see what their potential is in this world. Whereas without this education, without this opportunity, they would still be probably married at age of 12, have kids at age of 13, 14, 15, stay in the house, be cooking, be cleaning, whatever. And this is something that we're trying to change to make it better, to make lives better for humanity. The girls are the ones that affect the humanity, the cycle of humanity. So I'd like to invite all of you all to engage with us, to support us. We are not a big organization, like Iram said. We are grassroots. We ask for donations, we ask for commitments, we ask you to support us in whatever way, in how little of a way you can. Your little support, your little help, please remember it goes a very long way to support, to help, to educate, to make life a better life for our girls, giving them an opportunity to grow, to know what their potential is, and to live their lives to their fullest. So with that, I'd like to invite, are we showing the film? You're showing the film. We'll see this film, it's a short film, and then we'll ask you to please help support and do some fundraising to help the organization. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here with us in this journey. And now if we would like to open up the floor for anyone who'd like to donate. We have our young ambassadors waiting to take your donations. I was just informed that there's an anonymous donor who is going to match any donation up to $20,000 that anyone would like to donate today, or whoever would like to donate, even smaller amounts that'll be matched up to an amount of $20,000. A big round of applause for the anonymous donor. We know there are a lot of organizations. You'll have probably been to a lot of fundraisers of different organizations, and you can see where the money is going that Sonia Shah organization is utilizing, and where we're utilizing these funds. So the difference is we are small, we are grassroots. 100% of our funds go to the cause. It's a vision, it's a mission that we are all focused on. We do not have a lot of overhead. We are fortunate to have supporters who support our cause. Today's event, this venue, it's a very expensive venue, but we are fortunate that we have our supporter who has underwritten and has allowed us to have this event over here. So this is how we operate. We try to keep our expenses as minimal as possible, so that whatever money we can give to Pakistan, to the school, to develop the school, to provide for services and facilities for the girls, and to educate them, empower them, that is our mission. That has always been the mission. We have no plans to be glamorous, to be, very flashy. We keep our vision in focus at all times, and we try to focus on doing the work that we are, committed to doing. So please donate, contribute, as much as you can. It would really be appreciated. And feel free to ask any questions. Our ambassadors are all around. And Momina, you would like to continue? Thanks.
Hello again, everyone. For fundraising, I've never been an MC for a fundraiser, so bear with me. I was looking up jokes that I could tell, but none of them made sense. All right, yeah, I'm done. Basically, one thing I wanted to let you guys know that might be good is, so for the exam rooms, I don't know if anyone talked about that yet, but one of the things we're looking for is to raise funds for the medical center, and there are 15 exam rooms. All right, raise your hand if you like when your name is on things. Nobody likes their name on things? Nothing? Nothing? I don't believe any of you. None of you want your name on things. Wow, okay, great. So none of you are gonna have an exam room named after you. If I had the money, I would love it. Be like, oh, go to exam room Momina. That'd be amazing. None of you want that glory? Okay, because yeah, we're looking, it's about 10,000 per room, and what's amazing is some of you guys have 10 people at your table. And so if all of you donated 1,000, that's 10,000. I can do math. Let's see, what else? So none of you want a beautiful plaque, their name on it in Pakistan somewhere? Oh, she wants a beautiful plaque with her name on it somewhere. Jalissa, can you, so yeah, we have our young ambassador to do that. So asking for money is incredibly nerve-wracking. I don't like this at all. None of you are making eye contact with me, not a fan. Wow. So I wanted to, one of the things I thought about for this time, we usually have 1 or 2 speakers up, we try to keep the energy up, and that has not really gotten to where we wanted it to go. So I wanted to try something different, a little weird. I want to have some of our young ambassadors actually say a few things about fundraising, and I believe, do you want to come up? We have Aram's son, who, I know, he was listening, I was on speakerphone, I was talking to Aram, we were planning the event, and I thought, there is nothing cuter than her son, first of all. And when I told him, I asked him, did he want to speak? He said, you know, what do I need to do? And I said, you ask people for money, so he's gonna ask you for money. And this is exactly what he said, I'm not making this up. He said, do I bring a little box to put the money in? So please, guys, like, he didn't bring the box because we tried to explain to him that it's gonna be more than that, so don't disappoint him. He didn't get to bring his box, but make sure you donate so much that it doesn't fit in a box, so you don't break his heart. But here, he wants to do it. I appreciate that you said you wanted to try. Can we get a hand for Adam for at least trying and getting up here? This is not easy. Do you want to say, can you give me money, please? Okay.
Can you please donate some money to the new clinic because poor people really need medical attention?
That's amazing. That's amazing. He even brought up the clinic. Thank you so much, Adam. You can go sit down. Thank you. That's amazing. Yeah, see, isn't this more fun than just one person speaking and drolling on and on? I'm gonna stop soon. Like I said, I don't like this. People are not making eye contact with me. Are you worried that if you look at me in the eyes, I'm gonna make you give me money? You looked me in the eyes, you should give me money. I see you, right there. Get that guy, Krishna, right there. All right, no, I'm just kidding. Now I want to pass this along to another young ambassador. She's, you've heard her talk already. She's the vice president of the Young Ambassadors Division. Jalissa, would you like to come up and... You took the shortcut.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I would really appreciate your guys' donations today, and you guys are already a foot in the door by being here with us all, so it would be greatly appreciated if you guys can contribute a little bit to us. Like you guys learned today, it goes not only to the young girls in Kangra, Pakistan, but as well for people like myself who have barriers to higher education. So I would really appreciate it.
Amazing effort, and my enthusiasm, and my general just pleasantness. He didn't say any of that, but he did say, for my great effort, Omer Siraj has donated $2,000. I think a bell rings if you donate too, so that's another fun little thing that happens when you donate. Yep, oh, there it is again. I have the attention span of a dog. I heard a bell, I immediately turned around. Next, I would like to have Safia come up. She is one of our young ambassadors. And the way that she became a part of all of this is she actually came up to me and at our last event, and she said, I really want to be a young ambassador. How do I make that happen? So she is a young ambassador now, and now she's going to do the thing that we are here for, which is raise the funds.
Hi, I hope you guys are all having a lovely evening tonight. And I actually learned about Sonia Shah almost about a year ago at this exact event. And I remember the one thing that really stuck to me through this event was when it was mentioned that Sonia saw herself in those young girls. And that's something I can relate to. And I think everyone here, we were all young ones. We were all the same age as these girls and boys who were in these schools. And although we were given a lot of education, a lot of people have had these opportunities, and everyone should have the opportunity of education. These girls unfortunately weren't. And I believe that we all as people, we have a job to help those people with our opportunities because of that. And it would be really great to have those donations to spread those opportunities around. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you guys like this? Do you like having young people talk to you? Is that doing anything? Heartstrings being pulled? Nothing? Wow, okay. Has anyone made donations that they want me to make public? Has anybody said anything to you, Krisha? Okay, would you like to come up and now talk? So this is our another young ambassador of ours. His name is Krishiv, and he has been with us a short amount of time, but the amount of work he's done is maybe like 3-4 years worth of work at these events. So please give him your full attention.
Thank you everyone for coming to this event. I joined Sonia Shah not just because of the sole purpose of being able to provide for these children, but how it impacts the community of Kangra. Many jobs are being in place because of this organization. I can't thank it enough for making the community stronger and making these girls have an education that they need to succeed in their life. So thank you so much.
So now I was just told, we didn't ring a bell for dinner, but dinner is ready. And entertainment so dinner and a show, that's what you guys get for coming here. So the entertainment for tonight, his name is Kailan Patel, and he has been playing tabla, which is Indian hand drums. He's been playing tabla for about 8 years. He's had various teachers, and for those of you who know any famous tabla players, some of his teachers have been are associated with the great Zakir Hussain. So everybody please give it up for our entertainment, Kailan Patel.
लगाऊं किसी और हसीना